I like boobies kind of character. But it turns out like there was a whole kind of full circle kind of revelation about him that was it's actually kind of interesting.
Yes, and I think he is involved with, I think, the best gore effect in this film. Like,
I think so too. It utilizes some of the best 3D this film has to offer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. So yeah. Also
3D, check it out.
Definitely. Also, but before we leave, let's talk just briefly a bit more about a few of the cameos in this film. I mean, Richard Dreyfuss plays Hooper, and he's in the first scene of the film. And even though I'll admit I was a little disappointed that he wasn't in it more, I do also admit that that character really wouldn't have worked if they tried to, keep him throughout the entire movie. So
yeah, if he were integrated throughout, it would have been like one big culture clash, and I think it would have been really. It wouldn't have worked. I mean, maybe he could have worked with Christopher Lloyd. I think it was better how he got out of the movie.
Mm-hmm. And Christopher Lloyd, if you, I'm not sure if you noticed this, Kevin, but he has that line where, and I literally screamed in the theater, "Oh damn!" right after he said it. Like he's on the phone with Elizabeth Shue, and they're talking about how the fish thing is getting totally out of hand.
Right.
And then Elizabeth Shue was just like, "We have to stop this thing today." And Christopher Lloyd's like, "No, you needed to have stopped it yesterday."
Oh, I was about to do that. I mean, I think a couple minutes before that, I had already screamed in the theater. I might as well share it in a little bit. But at that moment, I was like, oh my god. I forgot what number it was, but I think I seriously screamed, "Gigabots!"
Yeah.
It was amazing. Christopher Lloyd, the little screen time he has in this movie, knocks it out of the park.
Definitely. He's awesome. I wish he was getting more roles these days, but it really is. It's kind of a perfect role for him, and it's cool to see him in this sort of a film.
Right, and then, of course, we got a bunch of other cameos in here by everyone's favorite actresses, the porn stars. And,
yeah.
Yep, they are everywhere. I think, I don't know any of them, but you can definitely see them, and it's like, all right, that person, definitely. It's one of those things where they stick out like a sore thumb almost.
Yeah.
And I think it's mostly because, like how you said, how they integrate nudity with violence. Whenever they do that,
it's magical.
Right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and just one more thing, Eli Roth. Oh yeah.
Oh, Eli Roth.
For all of you who hated Hostel 2, this movie is your revenge.
Oh god. I was reading an article a couple days ago. I think yesterday. It was really funny because it said that this is essentially Eli Roth's acting follow-up to Inglourious Basterds. Think about that. After winning a SAG Award for Best Ensemble Cast for Inglourious Basterds, he goes on to Piranha 3D
to win another one.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I think this cast is really understated because it's a really good cast.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Got a lot of really good people.
I think the one weak spot is actually the protagonist of the film, played by Stephen McQueen, who is, I mean, I think that's one of the really weak points of the film. His character is just so bland, and I mean, it would have been okay if he was a more supporting character, but they really put him in the forefront, and his character just really didn't work for me. But I mean, whatever. It's a freaking Piranha movie. I don't care.
But you gotta admit, you loved his little siblings. Talking about the boobies.
Oh yeah. That was a pretty funny scene.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Piranha 3D, once again, we both love it.
Very nice.
Love it. Totally.
And if you don't, then you're obviously approaching it with the completely wrong mindset. So, yeah.
So obviously.
Alright, well, yeah, we both recommend you check out Piranha 3D, and that about concludes this episode of Cinema Miscellaneum.
I believe so.
kacman11, thank you. Oh, oops,
yes.
That was just a pop-up ad. I apologize.
That was amazing. I totally want some Red Spice right now.
Yes, well, Kevin, thank you so much for, co-hosting this episode. Ryan's out of town, and I really appreciate you stepping in.
Thank you for allowing me to be on here. This is absolutely one of my favorite film podcasts around, and to be asked to be a part of this, epic. Thank you so much.
Yes, well, thank you. So yeah, this was a lot of fun, and that concludes this week's episode of Cinema. Well, actually, technically, this week's second episode of Cinema Miscellaneum.
Oh snap! Double week.
Oh damn! However, there was no Cinema Miscellaneum last week, so I guess we make up for that.
Yes, we did.
So yeah, I'm Film Fanatic 57, or formerly Film Fanatic 57, and this is kacman11.
I'm kacman11.
Please check out his YouTube channel, because he's awesome. I'll put a link to it in the underbar.
Oh, why, thank you.
Yes, that about wraps it up. Goodbye, everyone.
All right, night, everyone.